Welcome back to GMT. Voice recordings have been given to the BBC that appear to show Qatari officials negotiating to give $1 billion in ransom to an Iraqi militia designated as terrorist by the United States and Britain. How much was finally paid to the militia, Kataib Hezbollah, remains a mystery. From Doha, though, Paul Wood has been investigating.
After 16 months held in a windowless basement, freedom for a group of Qatari royals and their friends. This was the end of an ordeal that began when they were kidnapped while hunting with falcons in Iraq. Could getting them back have cost $1 billion, the largest ransom in history? Zayed al-Hayrin, the Qatari ambassador in Baghdad, conducted negotiations with Hezbollah in Lebanon and Iraq, listed by the US as terrorist. Hezbollah Lebanon, Hezbollah Iraq all want money, says a text apparently sent by the ambassador to the Qatari foreign minister. And this is their chance. They are exploiting this situation, all the more as we near the end. All of them are thieves. God help us, the foreign minister replies. Hezbollah Iraq were actually holding the Qataris. One of the group's leaders demanded a payment for himself if negotiations were to go forward. That's the claim in a voicemail attributed to the ambassador. He asked me, "How much will you give me?" the voicemail says. The man told me, frankly, "I want 10, meaning $10 million. I told him, 10? I'm not giving you 10, only if you get my guys out 100%. In another voicemail, he goes on, to encourage him, I even said we're willing to buy him an apartment in Lebanon. Iran, which arms and trains Hezbollah, got involved through its general Qasem Soleimani, who is himself under international sanction. At one stage, it seems, the astonishing sum of $1 billion was on the table. Soleimani met with the kidnappers yesterday, the ambassador texts the foreign minister, and pressured them to take the $1 billion. How much cash was finally flown to Baghdad on a Qatar Airways plane? Qatar's enemies say the evidence from the ambassador's phone points to $1 billion, and possibly even more. Qatar says it was well short of that. The evidence we've seen is inconclusive, but it seems it was at least hundreds of millions of dollars. Officials here in Qatar insist that no money was actually handed to so-called terrorist groups, only to the Iraqi government. That explanation is not accepted by the 4 countries that have put Qatar under economic blockade: Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain and Egypt. So the mystery of whether Qatar did make the biggest ransom payment in history remains unsolved. The phone records show the Qataris being extorted. Their critics say they have long been willing financiers of terrorist groups. That's the issue underlying the economic blockade of this place, and the two sides are as far apart as ever. Paul Wood, BBC News, Doha.